Welcome back, everyone. Today is Frank's test and tune session. We went ahead and got the billet short block, or I guess long block, for the bottom end, as well as changed up the wheel package. So I changed up the rear wheels to be able to fit more space and get the car to sit a little bit lower. I think we can fit a wider tire on there, but this might be enough. I think it's a 29. I think it's 29-inch wide. Um, Other than that, that's pretty much it. We are making 1,700 horsepower, 2,000 foot-pounds of torque. And I did learn as well the springs we had in the rear. We actually didn't get the race one, so there previously was no adjustability. Now there is plenty of adjustability throughout the whole suspension. The rear sits pretty low. I might raise it up still a little bit, but I do want a lower look. Um, so yeah, we're gonna go ahead and start making some hits. Um, Probably go ahead and just try to work on the launch before we get all the way down the track and see if we can get that to launch well. So right now it's currently set at 15 psi for first and second gear, as well as third actually. I expect to run 45 psi out the back door. That's where we're going to have that high horsepower. So let's go ahead and get a launch off the line here, see what it does. So a lot of chassis twist there. Kind of twisted and stuck there, so I'm curious. I wonder if we maybe stiffen the rear suspension. I do want to go ahead and lower it or raise it as well. Maybe another inch or so. Yeah, and we need to check the rear anti-roll bar. I'm not sure if it even has one, so we'll be right back. So we actually did not have a rear sway bar in that last test hit, so we went ahead and added that, as well as raised up the rear just a little bit. So we're gonna do another launch here. Alright, we ran an 8.8. Running on just 15 psi. That launch was terrific. I loved it. The shift was kind of slow, so I'm not sure if I need to just shorten the gearing to run the full 3-speed, or if I should go ahead and maybe just lower the RPM. Let's go ahead and get back to the staging lines, make a few adjustments, and we'll get going. Alright, so we made a few changes. We lowered the RPM down to 8,000, so we took off 500 RPM. As well as, shoot, what did we do? We put all the boost in for third gear, so we can see if that's going to make the power, as well as shorten the final drive. If we're at 2.81, we went all the way down to 4. It might be too aggressive, but figure we'll give it a shot. Yeah, let's go ahead and get a little burnout going here as well. At 129, we definitely need to stretch that gearing more. That'd be great if we were staying at that boost, but I'm hoping to get to the finish line quicker. I guess we do have a manual shift mode I wasn't using, so we might make that. Might make another pass with that. See if shifting early does any better. Let's go ahead and do that before we mess with anything. back at the starting line. As you can see, the engine's pretty warm, so I don't expect to make a super great pass, but I just want to see if I can improve on it with shifting a bit earlier. Wow, 7.798. New personal best. I didn't think to get in the sevens just by shifting earlier. Definitely going to maybe lower that RPM. Oh, it's nice revving out at the very end. Maybe we stay just shifting manual and see how good we can do. Definitely, let's go ahead and add some boost in first and second gear. I think I'll give it the full 45 in second gear, and then let's just add another 10 psi off launch and see how that goes. Maybe another 5 psi. Let's try to add 5 more psi. All right, so we went ahead and made those boost changes. Let's go ahead and get another burnout going. Alright, 775 at 131 miles an hour. Mile per hour seems kind of low. I would expect to be going a lot faster. Let's go ahead and add some, stretch out the gears a little bit, just so we have the capability of getting that mile per hour higher. Might need to look into the coding to see why that mile per hour is kind of off from where our speedometer is. I'm sure that's not driveline or tire wheel speed issues. Yeah, 775. You know, I think we can leave off a lot more boost as well. Let me go ahead and change up the final drive, and we're going to add a lot of PSI to the launch. Alright, we went ahead and changed our final drive to 3.6, as well as we just put all 45 PSI through first, second, and third gear. So we might spin the tires, we might get too much of a wheelie, but we'll give it a shot. Bit of an improvement, not much. Spun the tires a lot off the line, but we did not wheelie, so that's good. Oh, we're gonna miss our exit there. So let's bring that launch back a little bit. Could change up the rear tires, but so far it's working out pretty well. I wish we could add some more boost in through second and third. Might need to look into some maybe different turbos, or maybe some nitrous as well. Alright, so we spared no expense on Frank here. We're upgrading to a $14,000 variable twin turbocharger, with all kinds of different goodies. Some different, we actually put on a race head, put on some electronic fuel injection, some variable internals, which were the most expensive, so I assume they're the best. So yeah, all in all, we're dropping another 37,000 in the Frank. I think it'll be worth it. He's already doing really well. I like how he's launching. This could be a really good platform. I just want to have enough power as needed in the back end. So let's go ahead and buy this. Also, I'm going to go with this new hood. Not sure how I love it. It's funky. It's different. It's kind of overkill. Um, the setup it has changed a bit, but I am having some texturing issues, which I got to figure out which mod is conflicting with it, because that's not quite right. Let me go ahead and try to reset things and see if that fixes it. All right, so it did not fix it. We're just going to hide that mess, and I'll figure out which mod is causing that issue. We are currently at 2100 horsepower, 2400 foot-pounds of torque, so we did gain some. I need to go back and check the tune and see what PSI we're running. So let me go ahead and do that with you real quick. Uh-oh. It looks like we are having issues with the garage. 1 second. All right, we're back and we have good news. Did refresh some things, so our engine looks normal. So I do love the way that turned out. So we don't necessarily have to disguise this under this giant hood. This is the only hood that will fit everything underneath, but we're gonna leave it for now. Let's go check that tune and see where we're at. So here's the tune here. We're gonna keep the final drive the same, the camshaft the same. So here's our internals. Interesting. So it's kind of like a custom camshaft where I can change the torque at different RPMs. Definitely not going to mess with that yet. Turbocharger still making 45 psi. Torque converter, all that's going to stay the same. Going to stay on 6 psi. Let's go ahead and run this and see how it goes. I think we need to check our torque curve. We might have a lot to play with here. Sounds a little bit different too. Ooh, that's spicy. We're gonna launch as is. I'm sure we'll break the tires loose. We'll give it a shot. All right, 734, new personal best. That's exciting. I think we do need to control the launch a little bit better, so let's drop it down. When we launched off, I think it was 18 psi or 20 psi is what I had it set to. It took it pretty well, so let's do 25 psi and see where we launch with that. As well as I'm going to mess with the camshaft a little bit, or the internals tuning, and see if we can add some more power at the higher RPM. All right, we actually set our launch to 30 psi for first gear, and it looks like messing with the torque settings there, it really changed a lot. I went from 1 to 2, so maybe that's just double the amount. So let me spend some time and do a better torque curve. I guess there's still no telling if this engine can hold this kind of power, but let me play with this a little bit. All right, so we smoothed out that curve a little bit. We're at 2,900 horsepower, 2,900 roughly torque. Let's see if this engine can hold it. It is billet, so this is the strongest engine we can do here. We do need to paint this thing if we're going to stick with this hood. 690 as we let out and hit red line there. We did have some oiling issues along the track, which I think it's just the sheer G-forces. I'm not sure if we can add any oiling upgrades. We'll have to take a look into that. But I think that's where we're going to stop for today. Before I leave, though, before I forget, I'm going to lengthen our final drive, extend our final drive a bit, maybe to like a 3.2, as well as maybe drop that first gear PSI again, because we still spun off the line. Yeah, and I think, and then play with the torque curve a little bit. I want to see the torque a little bit closer. I mean, 3,000 horsepower I think is plenty, but I just want to see it closer at the red line. But yeah, thanks for watching. Really enjoying this drag racing. Pretty soon we are going to go work on getting ourselves a mud truck, because now that the mud is back, I am excited to get back to some off-roading adventures and some off-roading competition. But if you have any suggestions or comments, let me know, and thanks so much.